What happens when someone thinks they can abuse their badge, but chooses the wrong person? A single moment of arrogance can unravel careers, destroy lives, and expose truths hidden in the shadows. Tonight, you will hear the story of a woman who was underestimated, disrespected, and almost framed for a crime she never committed. But what her oppressor didn't know was that she had the power to change everything. Stay with me until the end, because this isn't just about justice. It's about a battle that shook the very core of a broken system. The late afternoon sun cast long shadows over a quiet suburban street. Dr. Mariah Lawson, a composed and elegant black woman in her early 40s, stepped out of a local grocery store. Her career had demanded years of sacrifice, discipline, and resilience. Most people knew her as simply Mariah, a successful professional who dressed sharp, spoke softly, and carried herself with unshakable calm. But what they didn't know, and what she carefully kept hidden, was that she was the director of the DEA, one of the most powerful law enforcement agencies in the country. She preferred to stay low profile, blending in with everyday life when she could. As she approached her sleek black SUV, she noticed a police cruiser parked unusually close. Out stepped Officer Ryan Keller, a man in his early 30s, full of swagger, with the kind of smirk that wasn't just arrogance but entitlement. He didn't greet her with courtesy, didn't ask if she needed help. Instead, his eyes scanned her car, her clothes, her skin, and he made a decision right there. "Evening, ma'am. Mind if I have a word?" he said, his tone already carrying authority rather than respect. Mariah nodded politely. "Of course, officer, is there an issue?" Instead of answering, Keller began circling her car. His movements were calculated, deliberate. Mariah's eyes narrowed as she sensed something wasn't right. He wasn't checking plates. He wasn't inspecting damage. He was looking for an excuse. Minutes later, as Mariah set her groceries inside the back seat, Keller slipped something small and shiny near the front floor mat. A plastic bag. A bag that looked suspiciously like narcotics. He leaned back, crossed his arms, and smiled. Well, looks like we've got ourselves a problem." Mariah's calm demeanor never broke, but inside her heartbeat surged. She had seen this story too many times before. Black men and women, pulled over, searched, accused, arrested, their word always weighed less than the badge. She had fought her whole career to dismantle corruption, to reform the system. And here it was, right in front of her. Keller pulled out his radio, already calling it in. "Dispatch, I've got a possible narcotics possession, requesting backup." Mariah raised a hand gently. "Officer, I think you should take a second look before making that call." But Keller smirked wider. "Lady, I know what I saw, you're done." What he didn't know was that this moment, the moment he thought he had power over her, was the very moment that would strip him of everything. Within minutes, more officers arrived, surrounding Mariah's vehicle. Neighbors peeked through their curtains, watching the scene unfold. Some whispered, some shook their heads, others silently filmed on their phones. To them, it looked like another routine bust, a black woman caught with drugs. Mariah stood silently, her hands folded in front of her, her eyes locked on Keller. She wasn't afraid. She wasn't desperate. She was simply waiting. "Turn around, hands on the car," Keller ordered. Mariah tilted her head, her voice calm, almost gentle. "Officer Keller, are you absolutely certain you want to continue down this path?" He laughed. "You think sweet-talking me is gonna save you? Not today, you messed up." Just then, one of the backup officers, a younger woman, looked at Mariah more closely. Her face changed, recognition dawning. She whispered to another officer, who froze mid-step. Mariah reached into her handbag slowly, deliberately. "I'm going to show you something now. Please don't mistake this for resistance." She pulled out a slim leather case and opened it. Inside was a golden badge, emblazoned with the unmistakable seal of the United States Drug Enforcement Administration. The street fell silent. Every officer stopped. Keller's smirk vanished as if ripped off his face. He stammered, "Wait, what is this? You can't." Mariah stepped closer, her voice sharp now, each word cutting like steel. "I am Director Mariah Lawson, DEA, and what you just attempted to do, planting evidence on a citizen, isn't just misconduct. It's a federal crime. Keller's body froze, his hands trembled, the weight of his arrogance collapsing in real time. The younger officer stepped in immediately, grabbing his arm. "Sir, you need to step aside, now." Gasps echoed from the crowd as whispers grew louder. The woman they thought was a suspect was actually one of the most powerful law enforcement officials in the country. Mariah didn't raise her voice, didn't gloat. She simply looked Keller in the eyes. "Do you know how many lives have been destroyed because of men like you, people who thought the badge made them untouchable? That ends today." Within the hour, Keller was in cuffs, not Mariah. Internal Affairs arrived, then federal investigators. The same scene he staged for her humiliation became the stage for his downfall. And as Keller was driven away, Mariah looked at the neighbors, at the officers, at the young girl filming with her phone. She spoke softly, but her words carried across the street. "Never let anyone tell you your voice doesn't matter. Never let corruption go unchallenged. Because truth, no matter how long it's buried, always rises." That night, the story went viral. But more than that, it sparked conversations nationwide about accountability, power, and the importance of integrity in uniform. Mariah didn't just protect herself, she lit a fire of change.